Yes, sir.
I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Township of Hamilton, Monday, September 16, 2024. Please stand for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law by posting a notice of this meeting on the bulletin board in the municipal building and by publication in the Press of Atlantic City and Star Ledger on January the 6th, 2024. Mr. Cheek? Here. Mr. Laws?
Here.
Mr. Patali?
Here.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Here.
Mayor Schenker?
Here. Can we have a moment of silence for private reflection, please? Thank you. Moving on, we have no guest presentations. We do have a proclamation for Knockout Opioid Abuse Day, which I believe we do this most every year. Brett, you want to get a little background on this?
Sure. So this was requested by the Municipal Alliance. Every year they put this on the agenda. It's just a proclamation for public awareness for the opioid epidemic in the country and Atlantic County and Hamilton Township. So.
Okay. Does anybody on committee have any questions?
I just have one. Are there any programs, or is just an announcement that it's Knockout Day? Are we doing anything?
It's just a proclamation. Resolution supporting the awareness.
What's your pleasure?
I'll make the motion.
That's
We have a motion, we have a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Additions, deletions of late agenda items to be considered for action tonight. We have two additions. 3C, a discussion request to advertise for an RFP for alternate interim special counsel. And 7G will be a resolution authorizing the mayor to sign Green Trust preliminary assessment certification for the Leapy Track expansion program.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Are any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Early public comment on agenda items excluding items listed for public hearings.
We have no one signed up there.
Okay, thank you. Excuse me. 3, discussions, formal actions may be taken. 3A, canvassing ordinance revisions. Mr. Solicitor.
Thank you, Mayor and Committee. This is on for discussions because I had some initial discussions with the administrator as well as some other township administrators regarding the current canvassing ordinance for the Township of Hamilton. It's under Chapter 137. An initial reviewing of that chapter, it appears that it has been updated in probably about 25 or 30 years. It dates back to about 1995. There's been substantial changes in both case law as well as precedent regarding canvassing and soliciting. It's our purpose with the permission from committee to be able to update that so that we're in accordance with all of the changes over the last 25 plus years, so the residents of Hamilton Township can know what the restrictions and what is permissible under both soliciting and canvassing in the town.
Okay, very good. Committee, any questions, concerns?
Yes. Are we going to get any written information on that? Because there was no attachments to.
Yes, so it's only on for discussion so that we can get permission to start moving ahead with that update and the adoption. So before we go to the first reading or introduction, I will have a memo that goes along with that to explain all the proposed or suggested changes and then whatever the influence of the chapter will be under those changes.
And I'm clear what canvassing is, but when we're talking about canvassing, what are we specifically talking about?
So canvassing for a wide different versions, whether it be business related or non-business related, whether it be political or religious. There are certain exemptions, so all of that has to be updated as well in conformance with what has changed over the last 25 years. So that's what we're looking to update the code for that.
Okay.
And the definitions of canvassing, definitions of soliciting, all of that will be in accordance with whatever's current today based on our case law.
And so then we'll have something perhaps by the next meeting.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sure there's been a few regulations that have changed over the last 25, 30 years.
A couple.
All right, so do we need a motion, or we just,
No, it's just administrative decision. It's all right with committee. We can move
is
forward.
everybody okay? Good?
Absolutely.
Thank
All
you.
right. 3B, Hello High Renewal, Resolution conditionally renewing the Class 5 cannabis retail license. Brett, you want to give us a little background on this? I know.
Mayor, I checked with the solicitor, so I recused myself.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
I have recused.
This is just the annual renewal of their Class 5 retail license out
Okay.
off the Black Horse Pike in Weymouth section. Check with code enforcement and the police department. They have no violations over the past 12 months.
Good.
Taxes, property taxes are up to date, and transfer taxes are up to date as well. So
Very good.
my letter.
So all going well so far? Okay, so if we approve this, they will be good for another year.
Yes.
Committee, any questions, concerns?
One question.
Go ahead.
They have a license currently.
Yes.
The only thing that is deficient is the absence of the final state license. When they get the final state license, will that be it, or will they still have to renew every year?
No, they have to renew every year. So we won't actually issue our license until they provide proof that the state has issued their
Yeah,
license.
I was just a little unclear when it said final.
It's every year. That gives the township protection if there is violations or there's deficiencies. We could hold up their license.
Okay, that's good.
That goes for every license,
Yep.
no matter what class it is.
I have one question for me.
Go ahead.
This is the only open retail facility?
Yes, it's the only open
In town?
cannabis facility that we have in the township.
And is it doing well considerably? I mean, is it doing what it's expected to do as far as revenue to the
Revenue?
Yeah.
We project roughly between $100,000 and $120,000 in
Awesome.
revenue
Okay,
annually
great.
from this establishment.
All right, good. Thanks. That's good to know.
Okay. Anyone else? Anyone like to move the resolution?
I'll move the resolution.
I'll second.
Their motion, we have a second. Are there any questions or concerns? Rita, let's do a roll call on this, please.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Thank you.
Good job. Thank you. And good luck going forward.
Thank you.
Can we get Rich eat back?
Oh, sure.
I remembered this
Just for,
time.
just for.
That's right.
Somebody else did. Did you remember it?
Rich, come on back in.
Breaker one.
Yeah. And once in a while, I'm on the ball. Welcome back, Richard.
Only Rita forgot you. The
Yeah.
mayor didn't.
I did.
Rita just
I did
totally
forget
dropped the
him.
ball this time. We're going to move to 3C. It's a request to advertise for an RFP for an alternate in-rem special counsel. I don't know which one of you want to explain what an in-rem special counsel is, because I'm sure most people don't know.
Yes, Mayor, if I may, we already have an in-rem counsel, but this is for specific pieces of litigation, especially ones that cross over jurisdictional boundaries outside the state of New Jersey. So we need an additional counsel to be able to step in for those pieces of litigation. In-rem, regarding taking property, bankruptcy proceedings, and things along those lines.
Okay.
So this would be an RFP that would go out for that alternate counsel that's limited to those specific cases.
Okay? That doesn't mean we're going to have two law firms on one case. It's just one.
That's correct. Those cases will be shifted, and for example, one may be for jurisdictional purposes. It would be shifted from our current in-rem counsel to the alternate. That's
Okay.
accurate.
Thank you. You need a motion for this, or just approval?
A motion, yes.
Let's do a motion, please.
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Are there any questions, concerns? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. 4, public hearing, adoption of ordinances. A, ordinance 2084-2024, an ordinance repealing the redevelopment plan for Atlantic City Racecourse redevelopment area set forth in Article 4, Section 245-52 through Section 245-69, and adopting the 2024 Atlantic City Racetrack redevelopment plan for Block 1135.01, Lot 10.01, AKA the Atlantic City Racecourse redevelopment area with the Township of Hamilton, Atlantic County, State of New Jersey. So this is very simply taking one ordinance and replacing it with another, or updating the ordinance with a different redevelopment plan. This is
When you say different,
it's a redevelopment plan specific to the new developers. I guess that's the right word.
New use of the property.
Okay. This is a public hearing. Anybody in the public like to speak?
Motion to close?
Second.
A motion to close and second to close public portion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. The chair will look for an adoption to the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion. We have a second. Are there any questions or concerns? Rita, can we do a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
A very excited yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and adopted.
Thank you.
And then we lose half our audience.
Yeah.
Just like that.
We should have put a stipulation.
Yeah, that they have to stay. Yeah.
Next time.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very
We will
much.
see you
Good luck.
soon.
Okay. B, ordinance 2085-2024, an ordinance adopting a site-specific redevelopment plan for lots 237, block 237, lots 1 and 2 of the Township of Hamilton, Atlantic County, State of New Jersey, 2877 Elwood Road.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I'm going to recuse myself.
Okay, thank you, Richard. Getting your steps in today. All right, so this is the site-specific redevelopment plan for Green Acres, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
The place to be.
This is a public hearing. Anyone in the public like to speak? Come on up front.
Or maybe you can answer this. What's the difference between Green Acres and Blue Acres?
I have no idea.
There is such a program run by the state.
Green Acres is the name of the company that's involved with this.
But if you can find out anything about Blue Acres.
Okay, we'll look into it.
Okay.
Thank you, Jim. Anyone else in the public like to speak?
Move to close public.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. Chair will entertain an adoption of this ordinance.
Move ordinance 2085-2024.
Second,
We have a motion. We have a second. All, any questions, concerns? Rita, can you do a roll call for this, please?
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and adopted.
Thank you.
Want me to go get Rich?
Please. Oh, I'm 2 for 2 tonight. Welcome back, Rich. Okay, 4C, Ordinance 2086, 2024, an ordinance of the Township of Hamilton, County of Atlantic, and the State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 225, Parks and Beaches, and Chapter 235, Parades and Public Assemblies. So this, you want to review this real quick so we know what we're talking about here?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I believe the committee recalls we discussed this last meeting. This is an update for both of the chapters. Most of the updates going through are just updating the positional titles for who you're reporting to or applying through. So most of them change to the Township Administrator. So most of the language is updating that throughout. The only substantive change throughout the chapter is removing in Chapter 225, Article 4 regarding skate parks. That was removed because it's not relevant, as well as regarding leafy hockey fields. We discussed under the Green Acres provisions keeping one open to the public and putting one on a reservation system or a special permit system. These updates will allow the process to happen.
Okay. This is a public hearing. Anybody from the public like to speak?
Motion to close.
Your motion, do we have a
Second.
second? To close public portion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. The chair will entertain an adoption of this ordinance.
I'll move ordinance 2086-2024.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any questions or comments?
Just one question, or basically a comment, which I confirmed with solicitor on page 1. It's established hours for the enjoyment of all New Jersey residents and organizations. And that's basically because we get Green Acre funding. Because we have over 9 million residents in New Jersey.
Yes, that's correct. That's part of the Green Acre funding requirement.
Okay. Rita, can we do a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and adopted.
Thank you. There are no introduction of ordinances, so we'll move to number 6. Awards of bids, contracts, and change orders. Resolution authorizing the purchase of a street sweeper through the Grand Turk Equipment Company Incorporated via Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Program Contract Number 093021-ELG in the amount of $299,995.63. Brett, you told me this thing was going to be $300,000.
You saved money.
$4.37 to be exact.
Actually, I was told it was going to cost more like $320,000. So
Oh, then we did really
Really
well.
Doing good.
You didn't tell me that part. Thank you, Mr. Tilley. I appreciate your hard work. We have a resolution. What's your pleasure?
I'll move. Rich, you, me? You move
Take
it?
it, Carl. Go.
I'll move
I'll
6A.
We have a motion. We have a second. Are there any questions or concerns?
Just one question. I know we're under the state cooperative program, so does that mean we only get one quote?
it's a national co-op, so we're
National
actually
co-op.
purchasing off the national co-op, similar to the way we purchase fire trucks. We have to advertise that we're purchasing and get committee approval. It's spec'd out nationally.
You just get one? I'm
One,
just saying.
right, just co-op.
Through the co-op
Through the
program.
co-op.
All right, that's it.
Also, this is another one of those things that's mandated by the state
Right.
with no funding to back it up. We have a motion. We have a second. Rita, can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
B, resolution approving a change order number 1 and a change order number 2 for Leapy Field Concession Stand Restroom Building. Bid number 2023-07 to R. Maxwell Construction Company. Increase amount of $31,775.33.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Just so everybody knows that a majority of this work was caused by a lightning strike, so these were repairs that had to be made. We have a motion, we have a second. Any questions or concerns?
The other comment on that since the lightning strike, we're insured for those, so some of this money is going to be reimbursed back.
Yeah.
Minus our development.
I'm sorry, I should have mentioned that. Yes. Rita, can we do a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Thank you. C, resolution to award bid number 2024-07, 2024 Road Improvement Program to Arawac Paving Company Incorporated for the amount not to exceed $837,400.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second, or are there any questions or comments?
Yeah, just one question. When will this work begin, and how will it affect the traffic?
So we are planning to have a pre-con meeting next week, and I should be able to get a schedule by the next meeting. I don't think they would be starting anytime, I would say third week October the soonest, unless things open up for them.
Will that affect the traffic?
The major roads here are Jefferson Avenue, Dersh Avenue. They're out in Mizpah. They'll be able to make one like flaggers or allow them to get by. So they won't cause any traffic backups on this. Yep.
Okay. Any other questions? Rita, can we do a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Thank you. Number 7, consent agenda. So whoever makes a motion, please pull A out.
Okay, I make a motion on the consent agenda to go from B through F.
A second.
Can we go through
There's
J?
actually G, I'm sorry.
There's another.
Oh, that's right, we had G.
Mhm.
Sorry.
That's okay. You good? Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any questions, concerns?
Just one.
Okay.
F. I didn't know, and maybe I should have known that we had mining. Some mining areas here.
Yes, we do.
Can somebody tell me where they at? Because I don't know. I didn't know about that.
They're located off of Blueberry Road and Elmwood. Elmwood goes into Blueberry Road. It's in that section of town. And it's primarily for sand and stone. And
No gold?
not that I know.
Okay,
Should tax it then.
Rats.
that's it.
Okay.
I know how to pan for gold. I just did it.
We have a motion, we have a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. So I needed A pulled out because I need to add something to it, and I'm going to read how I would like it to be approved or not approved. Skelly's Amusements Incorporated, 4403 Black Horse Pike Temporary Carnival, 10/3/24 to 10/6/24 at the Hamilton Mall, contingent on final approval by Chief of Police.
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, any questions, concerns? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. Number 8, personnel, a resolution to extend appointment of Mary Kelly as an as-needed hourly employee at the rate of $45 an hour, not to exceed 24 hours a week, effective and this is an error, so it's 9/17/24 to 12/31/24.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions or concerns? Rita, can we do a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
9, approvals. A, minutes, the regular meeting minutes of September 3rd, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
A motion, we have a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. Bills, bill list total, $2,623,517.17.
So moved.
We have a motion,
Second.
we have a second. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, Rita, could you do a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Thank you. Number 10, reports. Mr. Administrator.
I have nothing to add tonight.
Thank you. Mr. Solicitor.
Nothing to report, Mayor, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Engineer.
Nothing. I submitted to you our report, so if there's any comments, you can let me know.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody have anything for our professionals? No? We'll move on. Township committee members. Now, I know I said I'd start over here, but I was raised right, and ladies always go first, so we'll have to work this out later on.
Well, go ahead, Thelma. Tell everybody what I was going to say.
I knew I was going to hear it.
Well, you know what? Next time, I'm going to just say you could
You
go
want me to
first.
come down there and sit next to you? We'll say it together?
You know what? You can if you like. I was just so excited to attend the ribbon cutting at Leafy Field with the concession stands. It was very nice, and it was just very, very nice. Long time coming, and I'm glad that it's here. I do know, is it the duck fans? Am I saying that right? For they can't cook inside. The hoods. Will we be getting hoods? Okay. The only reason why I'm asking because if they want to cook, is it appropriate for them to cook on a grill outside? You know, I said that didn't seem to be the right way to do it.
From an engineering standpoint, I'm not sure. From a fire, I might have to ask the fire
I might have to ask the
code.
part.
Yes.
Okay. But I was still excited. You know, it was a very, very nice building. It was a very nice affair. And then I was at the regatta. And it was very nice. I'm so proud of Hamilton Township. We do things very differently. And I want to say Committeeman Carl Patali done an excellent job on that. And I'm not just saying that because I saw the Star Spangled Band. But thank you for asking me to do it. It was just really, really nice. It was very relaxing. And while I was there on Saturday, the wind hadn't picked up. So that happened after I left. But while I was there, I really enjoyed that. And it's just a different way that we do things. And I had a friend of mine with me, and I said, Commissioner Stephanie Dixon, Martin Luther King Commissioner, I want you to see how we do things in Hamilton Township. And she came and she really enjoyed it. So I want to thank you for all the hard work that you've done to make that a success. And then the 9/11 ceremony. I was at that. I really enjoyed it. The Presbyterian Church does an excellent job putting that program together. And I was glad to be there. And I didn't try to get a grand entrance. It's just that when I got there was no seats on the dais. So that was only for people who were participating on the program, which was okay. So I said, I don't know where I'm going to sit. And I want to thank the chief for escorting me to my seat. And it was just a nice program. It was just very, very nice. I had a very, very good time there, and I was very proud of the way that whole program was put together for the township. We have an excellent 9/11 ceremony commemorating those who died in that horrific tragedy on 9/11 23 years ago. So that's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you. Committeeman Cheek?
I'm not going to
Caught
say
you by
ditto.
surprise?
We all were at the ribbon cutting for Leapy, and that was very nice, and it's really nice to see something come to fruition like that for the young gentlemen or kids in our township. The 9/11 was very, very, very nice. It was a beautiful night. And I have to say one thing, our Public Works Department has that park looking great. And it's just a compliment to our town. And we can see something like that. And then after it was over, as they were cleaning up, I went around and thanked them for the good job they're doing. And as the mayor said during the ceremony, I'm sure everyone in this room knows where they were when they heard about it. And that's something that we'll all live with the rest of our lives. And that's all I have.
Thank you.
Mayor, can I just add, the mic system was excellent.
Yeah.
I really liked the mic system. When I first started going to the 9/11 ceremonies, the mic system was not that great, but it was upgraded. So whoever did it, thank you.
Can I add that I ditto that?
Yes.
Committeeman Laws?
Yeah, outstanding day for us out at Leapy to see the ribbon cutting and to actually get the place opened up. What a fantastic job you guys did. You know, just kudos to you guys and everyone that was involved. So thank you very much. I can tell you this, ACIT played their first game there this weekend. It was just an outstanding day. I was told to give kudos to our mayor and to our township staff from Dr. Gunther on a great job that you guys did out there and for opening it up for them to be able to play their home game there. They have one more home game there throughout the year, and they were talking about you going out and throwing the first football. I don't know about pitch, but you know, they were talking about you throwing
I
the
think I
first
can
football.
still do it.
Yeah, I think you can do it. You got to throw it from the goal line to the 50. Anyway,
I think I'm out of town that day.
yeah, right. No, it's just a outstanding day to be out there and just to experience the whole thing. Secondly, obviously, the 9/11 event was outstanding. I know everybody spoke about it already, but I want to just point the attention to a couple things, and Richie brought up one of them. The way the whole program went was so smooth, and Art began the event by saying no thank yous and no introductions. And literally that thing went smoothly from one portion of the program to the next without even a nod from someone to say, oh, you go next. It flowed so smoothly. And I think it's because everybody that was there for the right reasons, and everybody that participated for the right reasons. And lastly, Mayor Schenker's speech was by far the best speech I've ever heard as it pertains to 9/11. Not only did he bring up what Committeeman Cheek mentioned, but he also brought up the fact that we were unified in that moment. And I think we need to get back to that. That has to be, you know, how we operate in this country. So kudos to you, Mayor, for seeing not only the township through and understanding what that really was all about. And I think we should echo that sentiment throughout the township.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I'll give you the $20 later.
You got it.
Committeeman Patali?
Hey, how's it going? Ditto with pretty much everything. Leapy Field, it's great to have that done, but the work's not done. We'll be hopefully getting together and figuring out the next phase on that. And hopefully we'll have the funds to move forward and get some more work done out there. But everything does look great. I'm really happy for all the kids that are going to be out there, be able to make use out of that, use an actual bathroom instead of a porta potty. I think that's a huge deal, so that's great. What will happen out there? The boat races, I got to thank Dr. Thelma Witherspoon for singing the national anthem on Saturday. My stepdaughter Jordan sang on Sunday. Everything went really well. It was well attended. One group of boats, we had one more boat than we had the previous years, and that was a boat from North Carolina. So, you know, people are coming from far away. Things went smooth. The next day, went a little bit longer than it was supposed to because some boats were breaking down out and then they have to get dragged off the course. So added on some time to that, but it was a beautiful day. I was over on the other side of the lake, over at the Atlantic County side, and the parking lot was full, and people were there, spread out, had food, enjoying themselves, watching the races. So I try so hard to get to promote this and get it out there and get more people coming. So hopefully next year, even more people will show up. So I want to thank everybody for their support on that. Thank the Public Works for what they did, and the police department and rescue squad and everybody for what they did. I really appreciate it. So hopefully moving forward next year, even more people show up. Art in the Park is Saturday. So please come out. Let's cross our fingers. Hope we get some good weather. And then, of course, coming up this time of year, we'll have Dickens of a Holiday, the Ghost Walk, the Halloween Parade, all kinds of exciting stuff coming up down Main Street in the middle of town. So, of course, we'll promote that from up here, but keep an eye out on social media and around town, and to come out to these events and support our town. And that's all for me. Reagan, I'll see you soon. Maddie, miss you, love you, and I hope to see you soon.
Mayor, with permission, can I just add one more thing?
Sure.
I enjoyed the races, was just phenomenal. The park roads, the parks, I know they're going to be doing the sidewalk soon. But once we get through the sidewalks, and hopefully we can come up with some more money, because while I was on the cove, the playground equipment was a little outdated. And I would like to see that to be restored with some extra kids. People had their kids out there. It was just a wonderful time to bring your family, but I would like to see the playground equipment to be updated on that cove side. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Committeeman Patali does a fantastic job promoting that race, and it is, the popularity of it is, a lot of it is attributed to him because of the way he goes after it, gets sponsors, and is on Facebook constantly promoting it. So kudos to you. A lot of hard work, and we appreciate what you do there. Levy Field concession stands, the bathrooms, I mean, what more can be said? It's a great accomplishment. When we first started this, I was fortunate enough to sit with all the different groups from the recreation, all our recreation groups, and explained to them and showed them what the project was and told them that, look, this is what $1 million buys. And this is why we decided to phase this out, because of the fact that it is costly, and we're trying to do this as we can get some grant loans or some low-interest loans and stuff like that. So trying to be as fiscally responsible as possible. But thanks to all involved. Appreciate it. Turned out real nice. It was a nice ribbon-cutting ceremony. I was less than good at cutting the ribbon, but we won't talk about that. The 9/11 ceremony, and we've been doing this for 23 years now, and every year I sit up here and we thank the police department, the public works, and they're absolutely right. The park looks fantastic. The fountain works perfectly. Everything in that park is so nice, right down to the blades of grass. The police department, the fire department, all those involved with that event, and it is one of the most touching things you can be involved in. But I want to give a special shout out to Reverend Ash. He is the constant. Every year I go out there, and including this year, he catches me on the way in and he hands me a piece of paper and he says, "You're going to speak here and here." I went, "Okay, that's fine, whatever you want." So he's it takes a lot to put that together, and he does a great job, and I don't want to miss anybody who was part of it, who was helping out. I'm sure there was a lot of people, and I want to thank all of them also. But like I said, Reverend Ash is there every year, and I appreciate it. That ceremony is as touching as a ceremony can get, and I'm glad we do something that nice. That's all I have. I'm going to open it up to public comment. Anybody in the public like to speak?
Good evening. Just want to do 3 quick announcements for the school board. We've been monitoring Snapchat. I don't know if you guys have been hearing about this, but a lot of Snapchats out there listing schools, targets, shootings. And our schools have not been part of the Snapchat list. Atlantic County had a couple schools in it, and I think Atlantic City. So, but we sent out a message to all of our parents and just notifying them that we're watching it. Made notification to the police department and to the Atlantic County superintendent, notifying them that there's other schools on the list, but not ours at this point. Right now, it's just kids doing a trend. But unfortunately, those kind of warnings, we have to push through and check them out, and a big waste of time for our law enforcement. I want to say thank you to Mr. Cheek, Mr. Laws, and Dr. Witherspoon for coming out to the backpacks and haircuts. I think it was the first year we did the haircuts, and it was a huge success. And I think we had like 230, 240-ish kids come out for it, and we ran out of supplies, which is a good thing. That means we're getting good participation, so next year we'll have more. And I do know we took some donations afterwards because we were short maybe 10 or 15 backpacks, and unfortunately couldn't even find them locally. Our teachers went out to like Walmart and stuff, and nobody had them. So some gracious people came up with some and donated them to them afterwards. And finally, on the Duberson, we are continuing to take in the bids. They close on Thursday, and hopefully we'll have something in there that we can notify you guys on and any progress with Duberson.
Good. It's good to hear. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else in the public like to speak? Jim?
Yes, I have a question about the road program.
Okay.
Jefferson Avenue is in Galloway Township.
There's one in the Mizpah area of the town.
Oh, there is?
Mhm.
Because you travel Route 50 to Egg Harbor, you pass Dahlia, Crocus,
Mm-hmm.
and Jefferson, like that. So,
Okay. Anything else?
I thought that was the road Bob was talking about.
No, trust me, we're not paving somebody else's road.
I realized there was one in Mizpah.
Mm-hmm.
What was it near?
Near the Mizpah Firehouse. It's near the Mizpah Firehouse.
Haven't been there for a while. Thanks.
I would let it. Yeah, I would let it go. Anyone else in the public like to speak?
Move to close public. Oh, wait a minute.
Hold on. Just under the wire.
Knew she had to be here for a reason.
From the wonderful metropolis of Mizpah.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have a Jefferson Avenue and D. Hirsch. And what is the other street?
Church Street and Sewell Avenue.
I was just going to say, that's your street.
No, that's the street on the other side. So Sewell is in between. It's horrible.
We're paving Sewell.
You're paving Sewell.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
We got the memo.
for those 3 streets, and so those are the 2 streets that will let you in. There's really only 3 ways in and 1 way out. So you're not going to do them all at the same.
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
If there's any problems, he's the guy you call, okay?
Tell Mike not to mess up that new asphalt. All right?
Anyone else from the public like to speak?
Move to close.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. A motion for adjournment is in order. We will adjourn to executive session for a municipal court update, attorney-client privilege, contract negotiations.
Will
I think we're coming out, right?
We are not coming
No, we
back
don't
out.
anticipate.
No need to come out.
No. There's nothing to vote on. Okay, I need a motion.
So moved.
We have a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. Thank you, everyone.